What's up, guys, and welcome back to the X Storm Show. I'm your host, Apex Rebel X. I've got my beautiful co host, JJ420. So, JJ, you and I happen to be pranksters. You and I are both the types that enjoy a good prank. And I'm talking some of the classic pranks like dad jokes and, crank calling somebody, for instance. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, to all you guys out there who are wondering, what the fuck did I just start into? I'm going to explain this to you. JJ and I just the other day decided we were going to crank call a friend of ours. And we decided to tell him, we were having a party. It's a lot of fun. He should join. We gave him the address as to where the party is going to be.
And we ended up sending him to a gay bar.
And this isn't one of those gay bars where you can tell you're in a gay bar. Because this is one of those gay bars where it's not just gay dudes, there's lesbians there too. They're all there, and more than half of them are swingers. So, I'm kind of curious. How long do you think from the time he got there to the time he realized? How long do you think it took him to realize he was in a gay bar?
I don't know. It's probably when there's this big, bulky, fucking biker dude walks up to him and says, "Hey, baby, you looking for a ride tonight?"
Name's Big Bruce.
Totally. Big Bruce. More like Big Bruce on the butt.
Ooh. It kind of reminds me of a joke you once told me. Just so everybody knows, we are in no way prejudiced. Okay? I have a gay uncle, love him to death. JJ, well, you've got relatives who are in that kind of life too. As a matter
I'm
of fact,
bisexual, so I can't say anything.
hey, my brother's the same way. Love no less, and still not safe from our sense of humor.
One more. So I just enjoy listening to the rain. It's been very rainy lately, but it's such a beautiful sound on a tin roof.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid growing up, I lived in a single wide, not much different from what we have. And the sound of rain on tin roof was better than a lullaby at night.
It really is. I mean, it's so crazy how much this universe has so much balance. Like every little piece of earth, insect, birds, they all have a part in what the universe calls balance. You know, the ants, without ants, other types of insect wouldn't have any other type of food?
This is true because ants actually provide food to the grasshoppers, and
Exactly.
the grasshoppers protect ants from larger predators.
Right. So everything has a purpose in this universe, and it's so crazy to think about. It's like if we were living in darkness, would we even know what light is?
That is actually a very curious question. Like, for some people, like, me who have hypersensory, you know, whole reason why I wear glasses, you know this.
Yeah.
Um, you know, people like me are extremely rare where we have that level of eyesight that we can see in darkness. But it's not that common of a gift to be able to see in pitch black. So the whole world would basically be living by the literal definition of living blind.
I think you're going too far in depth.
I tend to do that.
Honestly, I'm just saying, like, no one would know good if there wasn't bad, and no one would know bad if there wasn't good.
Yeah,
Like that's
this is true.
where yin and yang come in. Like there's always a little bit of good in the bad, and there's always a little bit of bad in the good. So it's kind of like there's always some kind of lesson in every situation. Even when it's a good situation, there's always some kind of lesson.
Oh yeah.
So like when there's a little bit of good in the bad, you went through a bad situation in life, but there's a lesson to be learned out of that situation. I think honestly, it's all about patience.
This is true. This is true. And honestly, just like there's always good and bad, there's also that area in between, pretty much area of neutrality. The silver lining in every situation that divides the light from the dark, the good from the bad. The people who, choose to stay out of everybody else's situations, those are some of the most peaceful living people possible.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to think of it that way, I'm just saying, you know, without trees, would we have oxygen?
Actually,
You know what's
no.
crazy to think about?
Hmm.
If we're, say, we're playing in sand, right? Like, what's crazy to think about is the world is so much bigger than us. But when we have the sand in our hands, we basically have the world in our hands.
That is a very crazy thing to think about. Kind of a paradoxical meaning there.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. Like we have the world in our hands, but the world is so much bigger than us.
I tell you what, there are some things that are just absolutely incredible and mesmerizing to think about. Like when we look to the stars at night, we see the whole universe. But when we look to the sky in the day, all we see is blue. So,
Well, the reason we see blue is because it matches the water.
well, yeah, that's the scientific meaning. But to
Well, if you think about it, it's crazy to look at the stars at night because stars are just really small balls of fire.
goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
It's insane to think about because of how beautiful they are to us, but if we seen them any closer, it would be just like the sun.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's crazy to think about, man.
You know what's really crazy to think about?
What?
The fact that the last part of your name is 420 and we're coming up on 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Happy to do a toke?
I will in a minute. Smoked before the show, man.
As did I, as did I. But you know what? This stuff really helps with my anxiety. Like, you probably wouldn't know that I am extremely anxious on camera.
Okay.
So, I actually, I actually have something coming up that I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are actually, as of right now, recording episode 8 of the show.
You want to know what I'm excited about?
What's that?
In a couple of days, it will be 420.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I think
yeah.
today's the 18th.
Oh yeah, you're right. Saturday is 420.
Yeah.
And as you already know, I have Saturday off. I only work Monday through Friday, thank God.
And we got a lot of weed.
Oh yeah. You know,
We'll be watching a lot of stoner movies,
oh yeah.
getting high. That's gonna be fun. It's
Absolutely, absolutely. You know,
legal in Michigan anyways.
yes, yes. I am actually very excited to have my first legal 420. You know, where I come from in South Carolina, cops don't care about it too much unless it's enough for intent to distribute. But, you know, it's still illegal in South Carolina. And it's sad that, you know, South Carolina has not yet moved to legalize what is possibly one of the greatest gifts from God that has ever been bestowed upon this earth by his divine hand. You know that?
Well, keep in mind that where you were from in South Carolina was part of the Low Country. And what I mean by the Low Country, in case the viewers don't understand, is where we lived in South Carolina, it was lower than the ocean. So we called it the Low Country, but I like to call it the Slow Country because they are so fucking slow down there.
Yep.
They're slow with every fucking thing they do. It's like, oh, you're gonna get your paperwork in 5 days, and then you don't get it back till a month. Screw that, man. That was so annoying.
No joke. There are times where she literally threatens to stick her foot in my ass if I don't move my ass. And it could be as simple as trying to put my shoes on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big guy, and yeah, I am a little slow at it. You
Yeah,
know,
but you'll sit there and say I'm ready to go, and then at last minute you it's like you forget to put your shoes on. You'll be like, I'm ready to go, messing around on your computer. Next thing you know, I'm like, I thought you were ready. The horn is honking. Oh, oh, I forgot, man. I gotta put my shoes on. I'm like, you're more of a pothead than I am, it seems like. No, I'm just blonde.
hey, I was born with platinum blonde hair. Okay, I
Yeah, me
still,
too.
I still have my blonde moments. All right, my personal favorite, and this is the one that happens the most often, is we go to walk out the door. I'm halfway out the damn door, and I go patting my pants. I pat my left pocket. There's my cell phone. Pat my right pocket. There's my Nick mod. Uh, Pat my back right pocket, and there's no wallet. That's my personal favorite. Is I'm always somehow forgetting my wallet when we're going somewhere.
That's why I always keep everything in my backpack. You know, my small backpack.
Yeah, yeah.
It has all of my pins on it from all of the festivals I've been to.
I'm telling you guys, this chick has been to so many festivals that I have
Excuse
literally.
me? I have not been to so many festivals. I've just been to Lost Lands and Electric Forest.
Yeah, but Electric Forest repeatedly.
Only a couple of times. I see Zed's Dead this last forest. I wish I can go this year, but I can't. I seen
Yeah,
Zed's Dead last forest. I seen Excision at Lost Lands, and I actually met Excision too. His name is Jeff.
yeah. Is it true he hates being called by that name? Excision?
Yeah, yeah. He his Lost Lands is actually his festival. He puts it on, and I if we seen him riding around on his bike to check how everybody was working and everything, we weren't allowed to fangirl. We weren't allowed to fan him. We weren't allowed to, oh my God, or else we would have gotten fired from where I was working. And
Yeah.
all I could say was hello. And the people I was working with, like my boss and everything, warned us. They were like, "Look, And don't call him Excision. He absolutely hates it. It's basically his DJ name, but if you're gonna talk to him, you gotta call him by his name, which is Jet.
Yeah, yeah. And some people are like that. Some people don't want to just be known by a nickname. Like for me, I want to be known by a nickname simply because I enjoy my privacy. I don't want anyone to ever know my real name so no one can ever find my address. So,
I
if
don't
no,
blame you.
it sucks because just like the paparazzi chases after Hollywood, they love somebody who is making strides so quickly like we are. You know, they'll look for any dirty little secret they can, anything that's not known that the public can have a "oh my god" kind of reaction about. I'm sorry, I go by an old philosophy. If I cannot have the privacy to take a shit in my front yard without the paparazzi being in the bushes across the street trying to see if there's a corn in the turd,
Dude,
I don't have
chill
enough
out.
privacy.
You ain't got paparazzi yet.
Oh no, but it will happen. It will happen.
You never know what the future has in store. We don't know if it will, we don't know if it won't.
This is true. This is
You
true.
can't always hold everything, we can't always just, expect the worst, hope for the best, I guess, especially in this world nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Best
Oh
we
yeah.
can do is, have fun. Go jump in some mud puddles after the rain. Get some stress out that way.
If you're like me, go do some yard work. JJ, she's seen me do yard work, and it is actually stress relieving to do yard work. You know.
I love listening to the birds in the morning.
Oh
I
yeah.
find it so beautiful just listening to the birds.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
so glad that summer is coming up.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And aside from that, another bit of good news. My brother graduates from high school this summer.
Oh, yeah.
And he takes his next step. He's going into college. Right about August time, he's going to be going into college. And, I've got to say, I'm really proud of that young man. He has turned out to be quite all right. You
I'm
know,
glad to hear that. Yeah.
you know, he is a talented pianist, but I know his heart and soul belongs with his favorite kind of vehicle in the air. That man can tell you every kind of aircraft there has ever been, and he does not screw up and say the first aircraft ever designed was by the Wright brothers. No, he will tell you straight that Leonardo da Vinci designed such a machine. However, he never truly constructed it.
Yeah. That's cool.
It is amazing to know just how broad an artist's horizon can be. You know?
It's crazy how much stuff you can find out just by I don't know. The world is a crazy place.
Well, you know what? It just makes us crazy people. Because think about it. If the world was a nice place, everyone would be nice. If the world was a terrible place, everyone would be miserable.
Honestly, I don't know.
In my
You never
opinion,
know. If you're used to evil, then evil is what you'll be.
exactly. You know, I've
No one would know what good is without evil. We've talked about this.
yeah, I know.
Man, the rain sounds so beautiful right now.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's so relaxing. I love thunderstorms. I wish it would like actually thunder and lightning.
I know that is beautiful, especially when you can catch it on camera.
It is. It is quite beautiful. That's one thing I definitely miss about Ridgeland is the fact that they get a lot of thunderstorms.
Oh yeah,
Like they get rain here, but it's not always just thunderstorms, you know.
yeah.
I find that absolutely the most beautifulest thing. Lights up the sky.
Well, like you realize the reason why Ridgeland got hit so much is you have the
It's
cool air of the inland constantly mixing with the
the warm air of the ocean
yeah, and the warm air is moist and the cold air is thin.
is dry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so when they slap together, it is a thing of beauty. You know, I have actually enjoyed sitting through the couple of hurricanes I have witnessed in Ridgeland.
I didn't mind watching tropical storms. Those were so beautiful, honestly. Tropical storms isn't as bad as, you know, people make it out to be. There can be bad tropical storms, but not as bad as a hurricane.
Shit, in Ridgeland, we don't even bother evacuating for a Cat 2. A Category 2 hurricane? That ain't nothing but an overzealous thunderstorm to us. What's it gonna do? Uproot some trees? Blow down
You
some
know, a
power
cat
lines?
too that's on the ocean, like, 'cause, you know, we were inward a little bit, but a cat too that was on the ocean, it would have been way worse than where you were, where we were.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we have those major jet streams, and that's what tends to eat up a lot of a storm's momentum. Because it stalls right over us. You know, it's like ramming your car through a brick wall. That first hit is the worst, and then you ease into the stop. You know, and that's pretty much what it's like for storms with us.
Hmm.
They are at their worst when they hit us. So, JJ's been seeing me do a lot of animation work lately, and uh, you know, she can actually tell you guys that I put a small little clip together just for this show. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this clip brought into place.
All right. I'm assuming that's my time to go.
If you want, or if you want to stay in, you're more than welcome to.
It's getting a little late.
That is true. That is true. Well,
I,
ladies
I'd
and
like I'd like to take a shower and stuff and start relaxing.
absolutely, absolutely, and hopefully I won't be far behind you. Love you, babe. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ420.
That's a love.
Lots of love. Okay. So, pretty much right now, off of in the future. Um, they're nothing but viewport renders, not even quality worth publishing to the YouTube channel under our series section. Uh, but I have not one but two projects that I'm actually going to be introducing here soon. Uh, so, with that being said, I wanted to show you guys I wanted to actually show you guys the cool stuff we've got going on. Uh, so, pretty much, let's get into it. If you give me just a moment, I can pull up the file and show you. Let's see, it's right in here. And now, guys, here we go. So, just so you guys know, these are clips from two different projects that I've been working on animation wise, and these are just sort of guideline templates for me to use to compose the story. Pretty much what we've got going on with this is we're getting the story put together so that way there'll be less work in the future when we deliver the final design. As far as an official release date on these two projects, I can't promise anything just yet. I just want you guys to see that the department is back up and running. We've hit a bunch of really rocky points, and we're still kind of meandering our way through that. But thanks to you guys who are watching us on YouTube, providing so much support and so much positive feedbacks by becoming subscribers, returning viewers. You guys just watching our stuff is actually what's helping us in the long run. As far as the special effects you might see, we're not 100% on whether or not these are the special effects that will officially be used or not. Because we are furthering our technology every day. That includes our software. We are looking into better grade systems that can handle the workloads. We really want this stuff to look crisp and clean for you guys. And we really want you to enjoy our work at the maximum quality we can deliver. And as always, it doesn't matter whether you're a YouTube Premium member, a YouTube standard member. You are actually our main source of revenue, and you guys are how we are making this possible. So, I actually want to thank you guys personally for being there for us. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to JJ, to Magic Mike, and our family continues to grow as we grow. By the end of the year, we're going to be doing so much better in terms of revenue that we'll actually be able to have multiple studio staff working on animations, being trained, and what that means to a lot of viewers out there is job opportunities. If you live inside the United States of America, you are legal to work. There is some sort of way that we can employ you somehow, some way, whether it be of remote operations or if we happen to actually have studio space near you, that will also be an option. So I kind of wanted to give you guys an update on that, and pretty much I'm going to end up closing out this show with, as usual, my little bit of advice. And today's advice is actually about broadening your horizons. I can understand, if your forte is animation and your system can't quite handle the software you need to use for it, back off the animation for a while. Broaden your horizon. Get into drawing a comic book. Get into writing a story that you can use for future animations. You don't have to stop production entirely to get through a situation, and that is something that I personally have had to deal with for the past several weeks. Scratching my head till it bleeds, and you don't know how literal that is. And pretty much trying to figure out this animation situation, because this is what I'm truly excited about. But right at the moment, I'm doing the best that I can do with it. So, problems will always present themselves, especially when you are independently funded, or if you are funding your own animations out of pocket. No matter your funding, there is always something that can be done. There is always work to be done when you hit a stall point in your journey. And it's not just for film, it's for every kind of business out there. Like JJ and I were talking about, life happens. Life happens. It is a shit covered solid steel baseball that just comes flying out of left field and hits you right where it hurts the most. You can't let it get you down, though. Just because you're not moving forward in one situation does not mean you cannot bypass that situation by following a different route. I prefer to do animations. I hate being on camera. I am nervous on camera, especially by myself. And one of the things I believe is seriously productive is, I am able to cope with my problems. And now I am able to actually generate this channel the way I need to. Basically, through you guys, our viewers. Every one of you who are watching this has been marketed to you. And one final thing before I actually close out the show. I know that you guys are probably used to seeing Mr. Magic Mike Ovard on the show with me. He has been dealing with some personal situations that are not my business to talk about. Just know that he is fine, and he'll be rejoining us next Tuesday for the X Show. So, thank you all for viewing. If you like our content, be sure to give it a like. Smash that damn subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that way you can keep up with everything. If you haven't seen our previous 7 episodes, I recommend checking them out. You'll get to know who I am, who Magic Mike is, and JJ420. And once again, thank you all. If there's anything you would like us to talk about on the show, be sure to leave it in the comment section. I'll do my best to get to it, but no promises because of the fact that we actually have a tier squad. Yes, we have memberships, and the paid memberships are priority. Sorry, that's just good business. However, our memberships are not at all expensive. You can access them right here on YouTube. Our basic membership is free. Gold status is literally $1, I believe. I believe I said it literally at 99 cents. Who can't afford $1 in support? And even our legendary tier, literally $2.99. Who doesn't have $2.99? These memberships come with their own exclusive benefits and perks. So pick the one you like the best, become a monthly subscriber, and you will be generously thanked. I'm Apex Rebel X, closing out for the X Show.